Okay, everyone, we'll start now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank, thank you. We'll start now. So,
Okay.
before going to program, I would like to tell how our program will proceed. Okay, first we will give some list of x values. These values will provide, and later that one we will
Sir,
calculate.
video is not available, sir.
Voice is very low.
Sir, video is not running, sir.
Video is not coming. Is it visible now? Are you able to see the
Yes, sir.
yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in the program first we will provide the x values, these values. Okay, after that one in the program we will calculate the x value we have to manually provide, and we will calculate the x naught is the lowest nearest value to the determinant value, and h is the equal. Yes, does anyone have doubt? Shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then fine. So this is our determinant x value. This x naught is nothing but for this value which is the lowest and nearest. For this value it has to be lowest and nearest. Okay, that is nothing but 2.0 is our x naught value. Our y naught value is nothing but the function of 2.0, and h is the equal interval between this x values and p value. This way we are going to calculate. We have already discussed how to calculate the p. So in the program also we will calculate this quotient first. X naught will calculate first, h value will calculate, then we will calculate p as a mu variable. Okay, we'll put the p value in the mu variable. Okay, this way we will calculate. After calculating this we will go to calculate the difference table. First we will calculate this value, this matrix. Okay, this matrix we will calculate. We'll put these values in uh, one matrix, and we will extract this required value, diagonal value, into one resultant matrix. Okay, after calculating this matrix we will calculate the delta value. Okay, using this matrix. Okay, while calculating the delta value, if the required value of diagonal we came across, we will put that value into our resultant matrix. Okay, again after calculating this matrix we will put into temporary matrix, and we try to calculate next delta value. Okay, while calculating the next delta value, if the diagonal value is come across, we will put into resultant matrix. Okay, the same way we'll perform everything. Okay, you can check out the resultant diagonal matrix will be always getting one by one lesser. Okay, for position 1 it will 5, for position 2 it is 4, for position 3 it is 3 only, for position 2 it is 2 only, for position 4 it is 2 only. Okay, this way you can check out the programming also. Okay, so we'll quickly move now to programming. So we'll check how we can do it. Okay, okay, this is our program. This is our function protection. Okay, function protection, I have given value as a 0. What it does means we can redefine function in further programs. Example, here I am defining one function f of x. I am defining here. In future I can redefine this function. Okay, by default if I won't give also, it will be 0 only. Okay, if I have given like one value, okay, in this case I cannot redefine the function. Means if I define f of x one time, in further program I cannot redefine the f of x function. Okay, that is a functionality of that one. And this is our x value. It has 5 element: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that is nothing but our x values. Okay, this is our x value we have given. So we are defining one function to perform square root on each and every element. Okay, we'll pass x, each and every x value to this function, and it will return the square root of 2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and like this it will return. Okay, this is our function. We are defining one function. Okay, we are simply just displaying the x values, x matrix we are simply displaying. Okay, then this also one simple message as a difference table. You will get to know what is the use of this one when we run and execute this program. Okay, then for display purpose we are calculating the square root of x. Okay, each and every element we are calculating here. You can check out. I am directly passing f of x. X is nothing but our matrix. Okay, so even though I'm passing as a one matrix, it will loop by one element, and the square root of one by one element it will put into the y matrix. I am just displaying the y matrix. This is very simple and straightforward till now. You got this point right till now? Yeah, thank you. So from here, this is our, we are manually entering this value. This is our determinant value. We want to calculate the square root of 2.05 using the Newton's forward interpolation. Okay, for this one, x naught we don't know. Position means the diagonal position, it is 1 or 0, we don't know. Okay, we have to calculate the x naught. X naught is nothing but this value, 2.0 value, yet we don't know, we have to calculate. Okay, position also we don't know. We are just taking the length of the size of matrix of x matrix is 5 because it has 5 elements, so its length is 5. To why we are getting this length is to loop each and every value in the matrix, and we will find out x naught value and p value. Mu is nothing but p. Okay, x naught value and position, which diagonal we are going to work. Okay, this position of diagonal. Okay, so in this one, from the 5 to 1 we will going to be start. Okay, this is the length is 5, 5 minus 1 4, 4 minus 1 3, it will go until 1. Okay, it will go, and that time we will calculate the p value and x naught value. Here x naught value is 2.0. You can check out here, we are directly applying the function itself. So the first diagonal value we will already we got. Okay, position, we are setting the position of the diagonal. Now the position of diagonal is 1. So in this one we are calculating the p value, x naught value, and diagonal, which diagonal we are going to operate. You got this block right? Hello, you got this block, how to what this block is doing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so as we have discussed, first we will going to calculate this one, we have calculated this one. So the next statement is we need to calculate this matrices. Okay, difference table. First we will calculate this. Okay, using this matrix we will calculate this f of function. After calculating this one, we will calculate this one. After this calculation we will calculate this one. After using this matrix we will calculate this matrix, and using this matrix we will calculate this matrix. Okay, you can check out here, this matrix has 5 elements and again the next matrix will have only 4 elements. Again another next matrix is 3 element and 2 element. Okay, in this one you can check out another one thing, diagonal element also it is coming. Okay, while calculating the matrix we can also get the diagonal element. So while calculating matrix itself we will put the diagonal element into resultant matrix. So after the resultant matrix we will use the resultant matrix we will use to calculate the formula. So in this one we are coming to calculate the difference table. To calculate difference table I will use two temporary matrices. One is temp x and another is temp m. Temp x for outer operations, okay, and temp m is for inner operation. We'll check how it will work, and that same time resultant matrix also we are putting. Okay, what is our resultant matrix? Initially I have initialized the resultant matrix to 0, null matrix. There is no value, there is no value in the resultant matrix now. So for the resultant matrix position 1, in this one we have calculated the x naught value with the function f of f function. So the same x naught value I will put at the position 1, 1 comma 1. Okay, so I have already used the position 1. So next element I have to put at the 2 level, so I initialize j as a 2. Okay, this I hope you guys are understood this concept. Okay, I'm just taking a length of temporary x. Okay, temporary x. Okay, surely it will be 5. Why? Because we want to calculate 5 we want to loop 5 times for this one matrix, 2 for this, 3 for this, 4, this is 5. So how much elements will be there, that much we have to calculate. Okay, we got the length, and s is equal to we are initializing length minus 1. Okay, so the outer loop we are calculating. Okay, again there is another inner loop. This is outer loop for all the matrices, inner loop for one by one matrices. Okay, first we'll take the temporary x we are taking. Okay, if h is equal to 1 we will work with the functionality. Okay, we will calculate using the function. The first matrix we will calculate using the function. Okay, because of that reason if condition is there for h is equal to 1, then calculate with the function and function. If h is equal to not equal to 1, then directly go to the temp value and extract the values. You can check out here one extra field is there, f. Here there is no f, means the first value we will calculate using the function. Okay, function values, and these values will be only directly subtraction of these values will be directly subtraction of these values. So h is equal to 1, take the function value, subtract the things. Okay, in this one if position is equal to diagonal, if in this one I value is a diagonal value, then put it into the resultant matrix. Okay, temporary m value I'm putting into the resultant matrix, and keep and go to another matrix, and while moving to another matrix I'm just making s is equal to s minus 1. What is the use of s is equal to s? You can check out here. We got 5 elements. In the next loop we'll only going to get 4 elements. Because of that reason I'm making minus 1. For this one another minus 1 will happen. Okay, so this for loop we have done, and we have calculated this matrix, and that matrix is in the m. So again you can just I'm just displaying the m matrix, and I'm assigning the m matrix to the matrix. So again for the another h loop it will take the new matrix which recently we have calculated, and it will work, and it will make a m matrix we are nulling the M matrix. So it will come to a next loop and it will calculate delta values. And while calculating the delta value, if it is a diagonal position, then it will put that element into the resultant value. Okay, after this delta is calculated, it will come and it will decrement yes, because the next matrix will have one less element. Okay, so I'm again the intermediate table, mediate table, I'm assigning to the x table, and I'm making mediate table to the null, and the x table is containing this one. So we want to calculate delta 2 now using this table. Okay, we'll come h is equal to 3, and again it will come to this one. It will take the previous values. Okay, temporary x values, and it will make a subtraction and it will put to the temporary m table, m matrix. Keep on going, this matrix it will go. If it is a diagonal element, it will put into the resultant one, and after finishing it will come and it will make yes is equal to yes minus 1. Yes, hello everyone, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, somebody have question?
No, sir.
Yeah, thank you, I will continue. Like this way, we will find out the difference matrix and we will display the difference matrix the same time. And this position, it will take each and every diagonal element, it will put into the resultant matrix. Okay, this we have completed the difference matrix and we will display the resultant matrix. It is not mandatory. Next, in the next further steps, we will comment this one. Okay, right now let it to be. So why is our result of the this formula? Okay, this position, okay, position, I'm taking 1 1 to 5 plus 1 minus position. What is the use of this one? I will tell you. Okay, look, our diagonal element is this one, position is 1, position is 1, it will be 1. Okay, if look, 5 minus 5 plus 1 minus position is 1. Okay, it will be equal to 5 only. So here you can check out 5 diagonal elements are there. If just imagine if diagonal is 2, okay, that time there is only 4 elements. Okay, you can take out here, position is 2, so it will come 4 only. If diagonal is third position, this only contain 3 variables, 3 values, so it will become 3 only. Okay, because of that reason we are using this position. Okay, here length plus 1 minus position. You got this idea, I hope. So next is the value. Using this value we will calculate p value. Okay, I value is always 1. Okay, this is the block where we want to, where we are calculating the p value. Okay, so at the first position, why not, you can check out, there is no p value. So the condition is k has to be, this k has to be greater than 1. So for the why not, it doesn't need to calculate the p. Okay, and factorial, for factorial, it has to be, k has to be greater than 2. Okay, example, here 1 2, this is k1, y naught is equal to k1, delta y naught is equal to k2. Okay, it has to be greater than that one, more than 2, to calculate the factorial. Okay, and remaining, this is the formula. Okay, we'll check for y naught. Y naught, k is equal to 1, we came to y naught. We doesn't have to calculate p, we doesn't have to calculate factorial also, so we'll directly go. Okay, y value we have initialized to 0, so y value it will come, and it value is 1 only, we have assigned with 1. Okay, and resultant matrix first element will take k value is equal to, now the k value is equal to 1. Okay, so the resultant matrix first value it will take, and it will go, now k value is 2, it will come here, and it will assign again, it will reinitialize value with 1, I with 1. Now the k value is 2, because it is a true condition, it will come here, and I is 1 and k is 2, this condition also gets satisfied, it will come here, and I has to be greater than 1. So for the second loop it will come, for the second loop I is equal to 2, it will come, and it will calculate only I value. Now I value is 2. Okay, first loop it won't come, second loop it is came. So if you assign 2 here, you can check out 2 minus 2, it is a 0 you will get. Okay, 0 minus p. Okay, so there is no deduction, so we directly calculated the value. So in this one we have calculated the value, so in this one it will come to this block, but this block won't get executed because in this there is no factorial. After 2 only it has to calculate the factorial. So will come, we have already earlier value in the p, with that earlier value we are adding now our current value of this one, and resultant matrix second element, because k is 2, second element will add. And if k is equal to 3, now for third k is equal to 3, it will come here in this one, value is equal to 1, reinitialize value and I, it will go inside this one, again I value become 1, so it will go inside this one. Okay, I value is 1, it won't go in this one. For second loop it will go inside, and it will calculate it p. For I become, as the k is 3, I become 3. Okay, this time it will calculate, okay, p minus 1. First time it is calculated p, and this time it is calculated p minus 1. Okay, you can, this is a p minus 1, this is a p, so it is calculated the value of p, and it will come here. So this time factorial is required. Okay, because of that reason we make k minus 1, k is equal to 3, minus 1 is nothing but 2. 2 factorial it will calculate, it will divide the this p into p minus 1 divided by 2, it will happen here, and it will go, we have already calculated y value, with this we add the p value and our into our resultant matrix. Here k third element it will come. These functionality keep on going until there are some elements. Okay, if there is no element, it will come and it will display the value. We are displaying the determinant value, we are displaying the p value, we are displaying the resultant value. I hope you guys have understood this program. So we'll quickly go and we'll run this value with this. Okay, so I will run this one. So you can check out the x. This is our x. Okay, x values are 2.0, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, and our difference table is this one. Okay, our resultant matrix is this one, because position is 1, you can check out all the first position value, it is came into the resultant one result matrix, and our determinant value is this one. Okay, p is this one, and square root of this one, using the Newton forward method interpolation we got this one. So we'll manually try to t of 2.05, right? uh, is it right? You can check out that using this program we got the same result as we got in the square root.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we'll try to manipulate value. Okay, we'll try to give one value. Okay, let me clear this, and I will run this one. You can check out, this is the x value, these are difference table, there is no such difference in difference table, and this is position 2 resultant matrix. You can check out position 2, this value and this values it is taken. Okay, position 2 matrix is our resultant matrix, our x value is this one, our pi value p value is this one, and our resultant is this one. We'll try to check sqrt 2.15. You can check almost some last digit is getting changed. Okay, almost same, almost not, it is same only that even though we only consider last 3 digit starting 3 digit only. Okay, we'll try to give
Yes,
some
sir.
different value like uh, 2 2. Okay, this time we are not giving perfect value, we are giving some different value. Okay, first let me clear this one. You can check out for 2 2, it is taking the third diagonal. Okay, only three values are there, 2 2 and square root is this one. Even though you can check out this one, it has 2.2 has 1.48 something, right? 2 is this one, this value is this one, and this 2.3 value is this one. So you can check out this value is in between of these two values, sqrt of 2.22. You can check out the value is same. And you guys have any doubt in this program?
No, sir.
Okay, even I have recorded this screen, I will share with you, so other students who has not joined, they can view this. And if you have any doubt regarding this one, you can call me usually at 2 o'clock only.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, so can we close this session right now? Yeah, thank you everyone, so I will close this meeting now.
Okay,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.